I feel like we can all kind of agree that 2025 was not the best year for the WWE. While I'm not going to sit here and say that it was the absolute worst year that we have seen, there were some good moments. For me at least, it felt like the amount of bad that we got the right amount of good out of 2025. And with 2025 coming to an end, I want to start 2026 off with some dang positivity. So, we are going to take a look at the top 5 matches from 2025 for the WWE. Now, keep in mind, this is my list and my opinion, so your list will most likely be different, and that is perfectly okay. And real quickly, before we get too far ahead in the video, I want to say that if you are a WWE fan, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. That is all we post is WWE related content. So if you're a WWE fan, again, consider subscribing. It's free. You can change your mind later. So starting off with my top 5 matches of 2025, we are going to go from number 5 all the way to number 1. And at number 5, we have the WrestleMania Night 1 main event between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And this one for me wasn't necessarily about just the match itself. The story that they told with Paul Heyman kind of being pulled between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and which side was he going to choose? You had CM Punk's favor from Paul Heyman still looming over the entire story as well. That favor ended up being CM Punk getting into the main event of WrestleMania, which he finally got to do, and he got to enter into that main event with his very, very good friend Paul Heyman by his side. Now, I talked about this being more of a storyline reason than a pure match reason, but the match itself was also pretty dang good. There were a lot of really good spots in it, and there were a lot of twists and turns, especially towards the end, when it looked like Paul Heyman was going to side with CM Punk. Then it looked like he was going to side with Roman Reigns, and then ultimately turning on both of them and aligning himself with Seth Rollins, which I don't think a lot of people had on their bingo card that night. And not only was it a massive moment, not just for WrestleMania 41, not just for the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania 41, but it also completely changed the direction for WWE as we continued through 2025. Because after that point, then we had everything happen with the Vision, and we had people joining the Vision. We had Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed come in and join the Vision. So this moment in this match completely changed everything for the WWE in 2025. Again, from an in-ring perspective, it was a fine match. From a storytelling perspective, I thought it was one of their best of the entire year. Number 4, I have Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 41. This was a match that we all knew was going to be fantastic. We know how good that these 3 women are at what they do in WWE, and they showed it off to a T. And what I liked most about it was it didn't feel like it was your traditional triple threat match, because typically in a triple threat match, one person gets knocked out, and it just becomes a one-on-one match at that point. This never felt like that at all. This felt like all 3 women got their moves in, they got their big moments, and the very end, when it looked like Bianca Belair was going to pin Rhea Ripley and win, hitting her with the KOD, going for the pin, and all of a sudden, Io Sky comes out of nowhere and pins Bianca Belair 1, 2, 3 to win the Women's World Championship. This match was absolutely fantastic. One of the best matches of the year, one of the best matches from WrestleMania 41. Again, you had everything. Again, we knew how good this match had the potential to be, and I think it exceeded our expectations tenfold, and it gave us one of the greatest finishes of the entire year, with Io Sky coming out of nowhere and kind of stealing the win there. Number 3, I have Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at Evolution. Now, we were all kind of wondering if they were going to be able to outdo what they did at WrestleMania 41, because there was no Bianca Belair in there. But Io Sky and Rhea Ripley tore the house down. Those two put on a fantastic match just with the 2 of them, and then you had Naomi coming in and cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase, and then you had just what was a really fun mini triple threat match And then obviously the cherry on top was Naomi having a successful cash in and becoming your new women's world champion, which obviously changed the course a lot for the women's division in WWE. Because from that point on, you had Naomi coming in and doing some of her best work as this new heel caution character. And I have no doubt in my mind that there is a very, very good chance that she is still holding on to that title had she had not gotten pregnant and had to vacate. So they took what was already a fantastic match and they decided to not just put gasoline on that fire, they decided to put jet engine fuel on that fire. That match was everything it was supposed to be and better. Not a lot of people, including myself, thought that we were going to see them outdo what they did at WrestleMania 41, and they did. Somehow they did. Number 2, I have Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. Now, if you're new around here, Kevin Owens is one of my favorite superstars of all time in the WWE, so whenever there's a Kevin Owens match, I'm most likely going to have it somewhere on my top 5 list at the end of the year. And I really debated between this match or Kevin Owens' match with Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber. I ended up going with this one. It very easily could have been swapped out for that other match at Elimination Chamber, but this match, just for me personally, it just hit different because it was everything that it needed to be. It was violent as heck. And that's exactly what it needed to be for the story that they were telling between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Now, that match at Elimination Chamber between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was also very, very violent, and it needed to be very, very violent, but there was something a little more refreshing about seeing Cody Rhodes, the top guy in the WWE, doing some of these very, very high risk and dangerous moves. Cody getting sent into the Shadow Realm off of a ladder, and then the match to end with Kevin Owens getting rolled up into a ladder was insane. It was something that I will never forget. Seeing those two do the things that they did. And also in that match, you did have the involvement of Sami Zayn, who was just kind of pleading with both Cody and Kevin to just stop doing what they were doing because it was getting to the point of no return. And that point of no return was Kevin Owens going through that ladder. Again, for the story that they told, that match was everything that it needed to be. A pure hatred feud that had nothing but a pure hatred and fun match. So that match at Elimination Chamber was also very, very good and very easily could have ended up on this list, but I ended up going with this one. My number 1 favorite match of the year should not be a surprise if you watched my top 5 moments from the John Cena retirement tour. My number 1 favorite match from the year is John Cena versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel. I have talked long and hard about this match and how much I loved it because it was the most simple love letter to professional wrestling and a thank you and a tribute to everybody that got both John Cena and AJ Styles to this point. It was fantastic seeing these two back together in a ring, and it was really, really awesome seeing John Cena not just making this about John Cena's retirement tour, not just making this about him, but also incorporating AJ Styles and making him feel like this match was not only just about John Cena, but also AJ Styles as well. Again, I've talked about all of the callbacks that we got throughout the course of this match, not just from WWE guys, but TNA guys as well. And again, my favorite moment from this entire year came from this match, and that was John Cena's tribute to Bray Wyatt, hitting the Sister Abigail, and the crowd being as amazing as they were that entire match, them voluntarily just pulling out the fireflies. That was a visual and a moment that I simply will not ever forget. So, this is where I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what some of your favorite matches were from 2025. Again, your list is probably different from my list, and that is perfectly okay. I'm genuinely curious as to what your guys' favorite matches are from this past year. Again, it wasn't the best year from WWE, but it also wasn't the worst. And again, I'm choosing to go into 2026 with some dang positivity because the world knows that we need it right now. So that is why I choose to stick to the positive side of things from 2025. So as always, let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and while you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That is the only link in bio for a reason. That is because it'll take you to all of the social media platforms for this channel, and I do suggest checking out our X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. We do updates for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the PLEs. And if you do want some extra content, we are also over on Instagram and TikTok. Over there, we do clips from these videos, and as well, it's just another place for me to post when I upload a video on here to YouTube. So if you are looking for some extra content, go check all of those other social media pages out. Again, the link is the only link that is in the description. So with all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Both are free, both really help out the channel a lot. And of course, if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to say thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here, because it genuinely means the world to me. And as always, stay tuned for more WWE content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.